This is kind of feeling. I don't know, just feel I see kind of like very I see you basically, but you're standing in the middle of your energy sphere, and you have daisies all around you, like you're standing on a field of daisies. But then at the same time, I see another picture unfolding right behind you, and you're showing me 12 lives behind this one. This is like number 13. And I see the mountains. I see a lot of mountains. I see like a cave. I see grays walking around. I see you. It's not you. It's your clone. You have 2 clones there. You're showing me your clones. This is not you. They're connected to you from the back, from your spinal cord, where the lungs are, somewhere there. The 2 cords just going out, connected to the drones energetically. They look like you, but they're males. They're not in female bodies. Only I see like a group of males. I also see some blast of like some sort of plasma ball blasting like a. Wait, let me go all the way back to see how that. What is this all about? So I feel like very tropical climates. I feel like it would be some. Actually the way I observe it, what came up to me is Siberia, but then I moved to Antarctica. And I feel like Siberia and Antarctica is the same thing. It's just like a big, large continent. But I'm in right now where Antarctica is right now, as we know it. I see very tall beings. Oh, they're giants. They're like up to 9 feet tall. That's how tall they are. Those are your 2 clones. They have numbers on them. They have like, like a barcode on the backs of their necks type thing. It's like an energetic one, really kind of glowing and embedded into skin. And, but they're working mixed with, they're shorter. They are like 5, 6 feet. And then original humans, I want to say that they are regional, 8 and 9 feet tall. And they're doing something. The original humans bring these plasma balls that look like like amber, semi-precious stone, but it's round. But it's like when you hold it, it's energy, just a thick energy. Oh, my eyes are itching. But they're bringing it to a certain location, designated spot. They know because it's like they're telepathically connected to the grays. There's a lot of grays there, a lot. They're all hiding in the mountains, but they telepathically order. You go there, you put it down there, and then they have some technology that they remotely detonate the plasma ball that I'm looking at, it opens up like a wormhole in the ground. The ground looks very dark black, like not like we see soil now, black. And then I see them. It opened up a huge tunnel, like literally huge. That this blast was giant. Somehow, I don't know how, logically makes no sense, but it doesn't affect the clones and the humans, the original humans standing there. They go in. I see two big ones and one drone behind. They go into the tunnel and they bring like energy balls. They're like beautiful. It's almost like marbles, but they're not marbles. When I touch it, they're hot. They literally like hot, but pleasantly hot, like mm, bath water. Mm, it doesn't burn you. It really doesn't. But it's like piece of the sun that just comes to me that you're telling me. They this are they heat up the earth. They make the earth warm. Plasma water. Plasma water like blood runs through the veins. There is a vein system. There is you can call it a grid system or a vein system that the earth has, and all those underground rivers, you call them veins, and the blue warm plasma type solution running through them, you call it like earth's energy information, like a blood system. So the grays, I feel like if I go all the way before that, I see that the grays took over the original humans. They are made, they cloned them. It's just a weird thing because it's like merging of timelines in a way, because they also took some human DNA from the current timelines, current times, let's say most current times, and they created clones that look little to me. But then they also took original humans, and let me go to the lab and see what exactly they did. It's like they did some sort of laser surgery thing that they implanted. They put some implants. I see they implant like a box on the head, like the wire going through a spinal cord down to the chest, and the chest has the same box. And that there, it's a circuit, it's a connection. And so they bring out balls of blue energy. The more and they emptying, I feel like it's a reservoir. It's like underneath the earth, and when they blast it open, it's like you cut somebody's vein. The blood comes out. But the funny part, the blood comes out and it forms bubbles. Bubbles, it's almost like it starts forming bubbles to patch this blast through, that disrupted the system. It's like, okay, this fluid is an like electrical system that also creates some sort of electromagnetic field that carries information, that also is very warm. It heats you up. It's like a blood system in the body. It's warm, it's hot. It heats the body of the planet up. And they bring the balls. It's like there's a whole line of them that go in and in, and there's lots of them. Take them out and bring them to the cave. The cave has some containers. They almost look like containers, but they're drones that can be self-propelled. Something like this. And they're connected to, I see they're connected, they are like put inside the cave walls. Mm. So, and then, it's like that in the Arctic, they have this a northern lights type thing. This blue energy from those balls, when they put in the containers, it illuminates everything in the sky. And in that illumination, I see it's almost like it's a core. It's one of the layers of the dome we're under. It literally is. Because the Antarctica is where that's where the border is. Border of this little space we're in. We are like in some sort of camping area. The humans, the little humans, we're little humans. The big humans are behind this camping area. But it's like the bubble generated by the blood of the earth, the blue material that they took out, is holding us like in a very thick energetic bubble. So, and it blanks us out. We are not aware there's life behind the bubble. There's bigger us. A lot of us have bigger us, like aspects of us, or also part of our soul incarnated and those bigger us behind the bubble also. It's like I feel like there's a big thing going on with this production because they emptied the earth big time. They took a lot of this plasmatic fluid, and that's why they also disrupted the climate. And the region that was tropical started getting frozen. It started getting frozen. I see a lot of giant original people dead there. Like they're under the snow. Like they're literally like tons of them. They died from this cold because there's nothing they're wearing really. There's just something like on the hips, like a skirt type. I don't know what it is. But they really look like a barrigans or like something like this. There's nothing like, you know, anything. Just the whole thing looks so bizarre. But and then because the heat is gone from that region. By the way, this is like Gray's territory. They are in the mountains. They're literally in the mountains. They have some crazy, it reminds me like a prison thing. It's like they surrounded the certain area in Antarctica with invisible electromagnetic, most like electrical fence that it zaps you when you touch it. You don't see where it is with your human eyes. And that's the thing. But then if you try to cross their territories, they proclaimed it theirs, they would use the drones to shoot you with laser weapons. I see like lots of drones coming, like a lot of them. They look like miniature flying discs, kind of that shape. They're metallic. And they just start shooting. The thing is, like, if you look at them from a perception of a person from underneath on the earth, you would perceive them as huge, but they're really not big. There's nobody there. These are just drones. They're drones activated by the signaling system when somebody tries to come to this area of Antarctica. Unless you're using some teleportation system or some one of the portals that they use to bring scientists there. Comes to me as scientists, lots of them. Why you're showing this to me? Um, because it bothers you. Mm. Even though you never incarnated there, you never been one of those, but I feel like you actually have you yourself. Like you tell me, it's like you take a blueprint and create yourself, but your own self lives on this beautiful part behind this energetic barrier. Right, if you hop over the fence, you say, that's where I live. I feel it's me because it's part of me. It's much like a twin flame would be in the perception and description of a twin flame. But it's a wrong terminology because I incarnated in this 12 lives and now it's number 13. And because I wanted to experience both sides of the fence. I wanted to see the real history, what happened there, and I wanted part of me to be one of those original people who remained on the land of being untouched. They're being watched, but they are untouched. Because of the laws of the universe, they could not take over the whole planet, and they could not install their fake systems of control on the whole planet. They needed to leave some parts alone. They had to. There's something about the alliance. You're saying it's almost like sanctions in a way that apply to different countries in the physical world. It's much like that. But Antarctica is headquarters of the Greys, who also brought in the Nordics there. And that's how the story begins. And it's a very recent story. It's not, it's just really recent. They've done so much. Floods, mud, floods and all that to raise the memories to flip. Because these are recent events. This is not too far away from us. Um, so you just take the cords from your back out from those clones. But it's like right now your subconscious is the way I saw it is like I saw it through your subconscious eyes because the information is in you about this region. And also it's going to be a crazy revelation happening when the ice melts in Antarctica. There's so much history is there. It's like the square one of history. It's just the point one where everything begins and all the wars begin and all the conflicts and the Nordic invasion and their obsession with the superhuman race that they wanted to create because they're doing it simply because of their own mm, service to self type idea, because they want to improve their own race by improving the human race. It's all about genetic manipulation and not about all about the expanding in hybridization programs from their perspective to be more superior to other races in this universe. But how did you, let's go all the way back before that. You came here for observation. because something terrible was happening here. And there was a lot of souls who simply came. You show me you're a ball of this yellow energy. It's that I can't describe it the color because it's not gold and it's not really yellow. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it can also change from yellow to blue if you change your vibration. And I see you like with other little balls observing the earth, just sitting there in one spot. I'm in space and I'm observing you. There are hundreds of you little balls observing earth, connecting through your little, it's like, I want to say inner tuning system, because you perceive much like a radar system what's going on, there's something. But there's also, you were produced by some, it's like a vortex, it's like I want to say cartwheel, that's what came to me, cartwheel galaxy. Like it's spinning and spinning and spinning, and it's just light blue color. But I see like as it spins, it creates like a vortex, and the vortex, the little strings of the vortex, but those strings are like energy strings. All of a sudden, there are beads popping up on them, and those beads are souls, and one of those beads is you. But and they're in the solar system. Uh, but the thing is, like, they're energetic. And when you are connected to Earth, you change from that yellow color to blue, because in your perception, it's like you catch on to the frequency of the planet, so you adapt quickly, and that's why you change color. And you all as a group decide to come here and incarnate. I see you shooting down and just flying to. You basically like blindly made a dive. That's one of the characteristics of your soul. You can just go for it without thinking sometimes. At a soul level, for sure, that's what I see. Because if something grabs your interest, you would do it. Or if you feel it from inside, you need to make a move, you would do it. And you like to do a lot of moves in the universe. I think it's almost like when you're born at a soul level, you have to hop to different planets to acquire um, information about them and also experience. And one of the experiences has to be physical. Like, I really feel it has to be physical. So you pick one of the planets, one of the physical projections of that planet, and then you just go for it. I happen to be Earth. But to explain to you where I see it, it's like by a Big Dipper. That's where that cartwheel kind of galaxy. I don't know why cartwheel came up, but that's a name that you gave me. And so I see a first life, and that's like a life. Uh, you're like this elemental flying around like in a little blue energy body above the ocean, absorbing different things, including connecting to the mermaids, different creatures that we've never seen before. They look like mermaids, but they're not. Hey, actually, there's one of them is like dark blue skin, and they look like seals with whiskers. but they have legs like humans do. And instead of arms, they have the flippers. There's a lot of different creatures that you like to explore here. It was fun, that life. And you really resonated with the water-based, the regional Earth. Um, and then in that flying around, you saw, it seems like you're reading a book. You see Atlanteans, you see Lemurians, you see what's going on there, how they separate from the Earth because Earth quickly changes vibration because it being changed, artificially changed everything. It's like somebody's starting to manipulate a big biological body, and all the systems go crazy, and nobody's there to fix it because it's getting taken over in a web of different transformations done by technology. And also, for that technology, they use the Earth's resources. I absolutely see them taking out crystals from Earth, a lot of fluid, plasma type, gel like substances that they take from the underground. There's a lot of stuff going on. They use a lot of cloned bodies for that, and some original humans that look like golden, kind of like tall, kind of golden energy. I it's like they hypnotize them, or there's something about the energy circulation in their bodies. They got the huge plates on their chests that they dictate what they do, and they became slaves to the system of control back then, long time ago. And you say it's not really long time ago. In your perception, you tell me, well, it's 1.6 million years ago. So it's not that far away from the moment we are now. Um, and then it's like you incarnate. I see like a horse. I see like you incarnated also into this Pegasus type horse. It's not like a regular horse, but it's more like energetic. And I see how when you run, you can run through a tree, any surface, you kind of like become gel-like substance and goes through surfaces and things and mountains, and just a very interesting kind of whitish bluish energy. Looks like a horse, but it's much bigger. And you wanted to experience different levels of Earth because they're all coming one after another. It's like they have slight difference in vibrational differences. So you wanted to experience. I see you were a mushroom. I see you were that horse, and then I see you being a fish in the stream, and then you became the duck that I'm observing now. Very interesting. Like it's a brown, like light brown, yellow beak, blue on top, and a bright like yellow in front, like on the chest. But it looks like a very exotic duck with a long beak. And you were swimming in the river by the palm trees all over the place, the palm trees. And I don't see any. I think I'm in the Amazon River or something like this. Or, uh, it's like a lot of tropical. Like everywhere you look is really tropical. And by the way, I mean I'm totally like switching. You were in different Earth timelines. You definitely you've done different things because I keep like going back and forth. And then with my rational mind, I asked myself, like, I just saw the planet being all water, but now I see a lot of land. So, and I feel like due to the manipulation that we're doing, they couldn't do it quickly altogether, but it had to be a process. So that's what happened there. It's like imagine somebody's turning inside out some hat. I see like a hat, and there are beings living underwater, but then somebody twisted and pushed it up. So all of a sudden this land is above the water. Much like they drew Atlantis, right? Like a floating island on the water type thing that I see quite a few of them in this particular timeline that you incarnated. And they're all constantly moving. And I feel like the continents kept constantly moving after they emerged. And they really could move them easily with technology because at that point we had no influence on anything happening on Earth. And the thing is, it's like your energy sphere. It's like when I look at your body, you look clean to me, but there are emotion going on. In terms of sometimes it's like you accumulate thoughts, emotions, and then you stimulate from your heart like a burst of that all, and it starts walk, zooming around your body. Okay, this is like a ball of energy mixed with emotions and thoughts and everything, realizations, some confusion, some clear assessment or analysis of things. Like sometimes you have this moments, I feel, when it's almost like you're connected to your own self in that free earth. And then you look back at the reality and you don't understand why you are in this reality. And it starts driving you crazy because a big part of you is there and you know how things should be. So you start, it's like an inner rebellion of the things how they are outside of you in this reality and you cannot change them by yourself. But in the other reality, it's perfectly different and feels very free and everything is possible. And it's like a dissonance of some sort of you almost like being jealous. It's not the right word, but that you cannot go to the other part of the fence to experience that life also. It's kind of like this. That's what I feel. But the interesting part I see when I zoomed out looking at your energy sphere, because I feel there's some interference going on, but I can't pinpoint what it is. There are like there are like like a keychain has this round metallic circles, then you put the keys through. It's almost like they put like a lot of, actually there are 9 of them. There are 9 metallic rings and they're kind of clipped onto your energy sphere around, and they correspond the energy centers of your body. And it has something to do with the people or their clones who are, imagine on this timeline they're still being slaves, they're still taking the blue balls of energy, plasmatic energy type balls out, bringing them to grace. It's like a coal, okay? It's like a coal or energy needed for the system to sustain itself and to keep the colony of humans trapped inside going. Because if you stop, to me it's like a fireplace in the mountain that needs the blue energy of the earth to generate the blue plasma shield, which which is one of many, 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 many layers of the dome that we're under. And there's some, I see it's almost like physics. There's some formulas involved of physics related to Earth, related how they build the dome. And if one layer disappears, there's going to be a domino effect of the other layers being burned up, like literally vanishing. So the whole system is going to collapse. I feel like we're doing this from outside right now and also from the inside, and we're getting close to that particular blue layer of plasma disappearing. And then the earth can replenish. I understand, like, so basically Antarctica has tons and tons of wormholes inside. They blasted these areas by the the plasma bombs created by Grace, and that's why when the snow starts melting, I feel like it's already melting a lot. We'll see, like, much like craters on the moon, they're giant craters. They're all over the Antarctica. We're also gonna see some devices underneath and some cities, some domes, some different shapes. It's gonna be all revealed. Like, I feel like it's gonna be, you saying it soon, but there's no really perception of time coming from your subconscious. So I feel like I'm gonna see it though in my lifetime. So because we're also gonna live longer. Um, and that's a clip on interference rings. You know what they do? They literally like hooked up, I mean, the to the artificial chakra system, each ring, and there are 9 of them starting up there. And because I see the like the energetic rays coming and in penetrating and going through in horizontal mode through those segments of your body. It's like you're dissected in a way by the rings, by that technology that shoots energy waves into you, through you, and then they can take energy from you. This is purely for energy. They don't do much to you at all, but they do take energy. And lack of energy can generate kind of like, I don't want to call it autoimmune processes, but the processes that in the body that are not supposed to be in the body. Um, lack of responses, like immune responses or things like that. It just kind of disrupts the system. But they were doing it for basically they created more than 2 clones. I saw 2 in the beginning, but there are 14 of them, like literally number 14. I see it, and I see the facility is very dark, and you go in, and all of a sudden you see those cloned bodies in there. They take them out, they insert the it's like an implant in the heart area. Some of them have in the head. And that's how they would give them energy from you. You were supplying them with energy. So you, not only that, you unplugged from those 2, but the other ones are also because you canceled the moment when they took your DNA in your life. When I see you as a boy, Matteo. It's actually, I think it's Italy. Let me see. Yeah, it's like Florence, where there's, okay, I see the bridges, Firenze, Matteo. That's when they start observing you. And I see grays coming to you into your bedroom. As a little boy, you would see them, you would see shadows. They would take your DNA to create clones. And you would like scream a lot at night or be scared and would say that monsters are underneath my bed, like classical everything. Like in the closet, they're all around me, they come for me and they torture me, things like that. Like you cancel out this when they come to you. Uh, and then I see it's like I think it's Sweden or Norway something. I see you like this. And I also see, yeah, I see another boy. Like there's a lot of boy incarnations that you have. And you're very, when I go on the timeline, how you grow up, you like to stand up for animals. You like to stand up for others whom you feel are weaker and are being like abused or somebody else is doing something to them. Like I hear your loud voice and you were just like so secure in your standing for the truth type thing. Um, yeah. Teo. Teo is your name in actually it's Sweden. It's not Norway, it's Sweden. Uh, but you incarnated in Nordic countries, but I also see you in rural. It's kind of like Slovakia because you speak Slovak language for sure. Uh, but all over the place because you're curious. It's like you came here, but you acquired so much knowledge and understanding. But you also never lost that curiosity part of you and adventure part of you. And you also know pretty well the history of the Earth, how it happened, how at least the timelines you've been to. And a lot of times they overlap. And if you just wrote everything down, it would be hard to understand with a logical, physical mind. But it's really interesting. You know, I feel like you know a lot, but it's buried like under the ice of your subconscious. Like that's what your subconscious told me. It's buried down. It's right there. But it doesn't mean that it's gone. It's in your DNA. And your DNA clearly has 55 strands, like I saw it popping up 5 5. And and I feel like your subconscious is very happy with your conscious part. There's no disbalance or conflict going on like at a big level. Mm, it doesn't feel that way. It feels like you actually at this point when you feel your soul feels like she accomplished a lot in terms of understanding how things work and how the process of attacking a planet, attacking the beings, making the slaves for you, and using the natural things that the planet produces, all the organs are crystals. Blood is in the veins, but it's more energetic. It's bright blue plasma blood. They used all of it. They used a lot of things. And I also feel like there was a time when Earth was producing a lot of souls that came out of her through a portal system. It's much like little tubules coming from the essence, and they produce little souls that come up to the surface and they start inhabiting the planet in the shape and form of this original human, the very tall human form. It's energetic too. So I just see like shape of it, but it's energies. There's no definition of at this point male, female, or anything. No, it happened later. But uh, and then it's like even those energies were used and abused. That's what you're saying. And knowing this, how they act, we can protect other planets. And that's the whole idea. Because you're showing me there are lots and lots of um, places like the place you came from. Yours was cartwheel type. It's like a galaxy or creation, or and then there's this like a yeah, like a galaxy because there are spiral ones, there are tubular ones, there are rectangular ones. It's kind of interesting, like, but they're also like holographic. It more resembles like that multiple triangles put together in a 3D way. There's tons and tons. We just we did not explore yet the whole universe that goes and goes and goes and blends in and goes into another universe and goes like this 8 represents just that. From one to another, from one to another, there's intersection there, but then it goes to another. Um, so what I feel Grace did that they took over the intersection also of this universe and they're guarding it with technology. So they guess they wanted to limit our access and others' access to this universe, our exit and their access to it. So, but now it's in our it's in the air we breathe, in the water we drink, in the food we eat. The freedom is right there. The freedom of that sign, what we call number 8 horizontally, it's in everywhere. We feel it, we know it, and they are supposed to show it right in front of our faces by the laws of the universe. And we're going to see more and more companies using that sign and people using it as a horizontal 8 sign. As we are open to enter, to exit, or to enter other universes now. We're not prisoners anymore. It's just the tale of the just the tale of creation, of the negative creation that getting burned up until the point zero when it's all burned up and we're totally free to explore what we want to. But it's in the process of this comet still getting burned up to ashes right now. That's why we feel we are going at high speed somewhere. We have no idea where we're going, but we know it's a positive ending. That's what you said. So I just saw you throwing out those rings. The rings, and all of a sudden, this fake chakra division system in your body disappeared, gone. I see the flow of your energy, and it's right now it's different. It's blue energy with a little bit of this warm kind of pink yellow glow. I you change. You change it all the time. But one thing remains inside it's blue. It's blue, bright blue essence. And that this is color blue that is hard to describe because it's almost like a little blend with a light purple, kind of like beautiful color. Um, what you do is you want to do one thing there. I see the T-Rex type um, being very, very tall, like 12 feet. He comes and shoots the unicorn through the chest area, and it's like you burns with something and it becomes a hole, and you delete this moment and you're free now, running freely. And that was the time when reptilians came to Earth and started hunting the beings down. And they also infiltrated the system. They created the system of control of the kings and queens, and being in charge of somebody. Software program that was inserted into human mind, things like that. So you raised that, and you also created like a pool of water, and you just jumped into it, and then you jumped out, and you said that that was your invention to cleanse your emotional, mental bodies from all the trauma that was done to you in the 12 lives, because you were connected to the grace that I saw in the cave in the beginning. And there was certain agreement, but it's like they told you that they would let you experience what you want to experience on Earth. They're not going to shoot you back into space, back to your mother who created you, if you only give them a little bit of energy. And you felt at that point you were a fountain of energy, so you agreed. And that's how you ended up giving them energy from 32 to approximately 50, 51, 2% at times, depends. So they would take less when you don't feel well and more when you do. But in fact, you have tons of energy. Like you're all like this glowing ball of energy, the way I see you. And you just like took your DNA back to normal. That's what you said. And how the way you do it, you just raise your vibration. And it's interesting when you start raising your vibration, I saw all the pictures like a film, slides going of you being dropped as a spark, being part of the creation of this cartwheel galaxy. The other spark were dropped down from there up there too, from us as creators, from you as creator who decided to be in this universe. You all got together as a big large spark composed of little ones, created the spinning galaxy, and then the spinning galaxy in return it's like metamorphosis, transformed your molecular structure of the little spark into something bigger. Um, it's just something bigger that already knew and absorbed information about this universe from the mother who created you. And the mother had like roots attached to everything and like literally everything ever created in this universe. So you knew, you already like born as a baby soul, but you already know everything like a wise soul type thing. It's just how it works. This really beautiful process. Uh, so you said no to grace back then. Just went to that moment, changed it up, canceled it out, and so I see darkness like a void area. So you didn't agree to anything. You did not agree. The thing is, they wanted really you to be pretty much lonely in every life as I go like one by one. I get this loneliness part because they wanted to siphon your energy and they didn't want you to share this energy with anybody. So that was kind of their plan for you at a soul level, how you'll be used. Because they also see they have groups of souls used for different projects. So, and you're used just like a battery. That's what they wanted from you. and they wanted your DNA for the clones because you're very resilient, resistant, hardworking type. Kind of like, and why is that? Simply because you have this energy. It's very strong. So it's kind of like you can blast through walls by like screaming. Let's say that's what I feel. Energetically, you can be hurt. You can be hurt like far, far away. What you speak about, what you talk about, and you've been a speaker in many lives. I see like at least 7 lives. You've been somebody who speaks a lot to people, and that went actually against their plan. So they tried hard to even take more energy from you so you wouldn't feel like doing it in this life. Mm, but that's exactly what I feel, that you like exchanging information, you like gaining, and you're very curious at a soul level. So that helps a lot for you to always, I mean, it helped you like literally in those other 12 lives, including this one, to wake up, to realize, to understand, to process information, all this. But I see you clean right now, and I see that you also cleaned your stomach more. It's like you created the vacuum as I was speaking, and you started vacuuming it out, like you wanted it clean and nice, shiny. That's what you said, and because you're very well aware what they put in water and food, so all that. But yeah, I see you clean. You can ask questions if you want.
God, I feel like you've already answered so many. I don't even know. My God. Yeah,
Yeah,
the 55, it was interesting to me because since well before back in August, I've been seeing 555 all the time, every day, all the time. And then but as of recently, it like very recently, the last few days, it changed to 55. Like I've started seeing just the 55 more lately. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but
it's
um,
because your DNA activation, because your soul knew to activate the DNA in the when you in the session when you connect conscious subconscious minds, you basically were working as one, as you were listening and understanding information with your rational mind. Your subconscious was working and doing all this what I was telling you. So it's a great force. It's like a blasting force through all the timeline, cleansing everything. And it's like ready for the new world type thing idea. That's how it feels at a soul level. And for the soul is very happy. It gets happy when the physical body connects at a very deep level, and to cleanses all these um, you know, um, pollution out from all the lives.
right. Yeah, I feel good about that because it's something that's really been bothering me. I've started taking trying to a detox product and everything too as of recently because I just being aware of what's being put in. I just wanted like that clean. Like it was funny when you were talking about the vacuum and cleaning because it's like, oh, I just want to get it all cleaned out, like and shiny and nice, So it kind of made me think like, yeah, that's me. Want it just like that fresh, just a fresh start, like and feeling like that. Um, I guess. I mean, I don't know as far as other questions. I feel like um, the, a couple years ago, well, it would be 3 years in January. My brother passed away, and we were 15 months apart. We were very close, and that was a very like traumatic experience for me losing him, and I wasn't expecting it either. I thought like I didn't expect it to be that hard to like that the experience was going to be that difficult, but I feel like I've come a long way with it and the grieving process. But part of me felt like when he first died, I felt like he was lost and he didn't realize he was dead and he was confused and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know, I guess maybe if there's like any connection there, or I feel like we have been connected a long time, even before.
Yeah, because you actually together. That's what I felt right away when you mentioned, and I saw him walking and this tall human on this earth that is behind that plasma blue bubble. Right. Let's say to the how would I say this? Like north of Antarctica. Well, from my perspective, from my point of view right now. And it's like a great land of still tropics and everything. And you're, it's like you don't really have families there, but you have circles of friends, let's say like that. And you're like best friends. So you and him, and I see you both as males, but you're very good friends, and you really could understand him well. He understands you, but he tells me that he's waiting for you because the earth is going to shed the old skin and bring back the very, very ancient original one. It's kind of like, for some reason, I saw two things at the same time. That's why I said that. I see your subconscious telling me that the snake is going to die, which is, I think it represents reptilians, which I feel. And then also the snake influence on people is going to die out inside the people. And then the whole planet is going to change. And then we're going to connect to those people. They're going to show up in our lives and they're going to be maybe even looking differently because they do look differently. But at that point, for us, we'll be seeing like alien forms of all kinds and everything. So it's not going to be a big surprise. But he's here. He never left. He's basically on this planet, but it's hard to understand this really. But what I see is that if they didn't, if you have the original DNA, we can totally walk through that bubble of shield that Grace created, and then you can enter this beautiful area where original humans live. And from that perspective, they become like more solid to you in terms of, but I feel like there's different layers of projection. There's a layer of projection when they are energy, and there's a layer when it's almost like they're more solidified in the physical shape and form. The only interesting thing is like they all have original human 12 strand DNA. Some of them have the 12 strand DNA overlaid over the star DNA. I'm saying something I don't understand how it's done. Why is it overlaid that I'm saying? But that's what you're saying to me. Um, and then, and in that kind of case scenario, you can totally look at him and he's like his old self. He can take a shape and form of the person you used to know as your brother because he can do anything he wants with his body. He can solidify it. He can go back to the form, the energetic form. They can do all kinds of stuff with their molecular structure of their body. Now he can also just disappear right before your eyes. He can do that too.
Mhm.
But he's always connected, he says.
Mhm. Yeah, I get that. Um, I guess if I had any other question, and so I kind of started my journey to the awakening process about it was shortly after I moved down here. Actually, it was kind of or right before. It was strange timing, and that was right around the time that Mike had died as well. And but anyways, since then I don't know. Like I I guess my question is my
Mm.
direction. I'm like I feel so lost right now. I don't know what to do next, and I'm miserable what I'm doing. I'm trying to like be patient and just do it
Right.
because I need to do something. Like you said, like I have too much energy. I can't not do anything. But I feel like all of this energy could be used for something so much better than what I am doing right now.
Yeah, well, your awakening started because your brother connected you to your own self. He's like a bridge in between your physical incarnation and that other you existing on the original Earth. That's why it was like by the way, you agreed with him to kind of do that, to meet there later. I It's not done by interference, it's done by his own soul. He wanted to live here but reappear there. You know what I mean? It's like it's just very simple at a soul level. As if you went on the backstage. So the our stage is our world right now. We're at this stage, like Shakespeare, said. And then he basically disappeared from the physical body. He discarded it, and then he went on the backstage to wait for you there because he's really excited about it. And he also connected to you there, and through you there, he can talk to you. And but through him, by using him, you can talk to yourself. You know what I mean? It's like it created like a
Right.
vortex connection. Yeah, so I feel like you're definitely going to do something different. And I feel like there's something coming this summer. I just know it. I see it. Um, yeah, that's the thing. And it totally coincides with what I when I ask my own self,
Mm.
you know, that there's a reason why I am moving where you are this summer. There's something great energetically, and it's gonna appear in the physical right there. That's the spot. There's somehow this is the spot. There's like a fountain. It's gonna create a vortex of energy, and the vortex of energy is gonna spread, spread, spread around the world. But yeah, something's coming that a lot of people are gonna change their careers and things they do and the way they think about life. There's a lot of stuff coming up after this massive negative snowball of energy rolling through us, you know, through this reality is the last snowball that can possibly shoot at us. It's charged with minus, like all the negative events and everything. But after that, we create what we want. They have no power anymore. But that's what I see, and that's what your subconscious telling me also. Yeah.
Um, the only other thing would be about, when talking about with the nine clips and the chakras, and I've more recently have gotten into trying to really practice meditation and some of these kind of aspects of clearing chakras and all that stuff and getting into that. Is there anything like I don't know what I'm doing. So I mean, but I'm just kind of like, well,
Right.
doing
Yeah.
whatever and then we'll see what happens type of deal. It's like whatever. Like I'll be
Well,
meditating and I'm doing these things and I don't know why I'm doing them, but I do it anyways. I so
It's like, in a way, they got your permission on all the points of your timeline to insert these rings, connect them to the artificial chakra system in your body, which really, like, imagine like you are one big energy field, and all of a sudden somebody takes a huge knife and cuts it into pieces, like much like you cut a pizza, right? And then they're not connected anymore, and all of a sudden you have to make sure every slice is perfect and doesn't get dusty or contaminated, or and it's in perfect connection with the other one. But why would you do that if you can just keep the whole system working and perfectly vibrating in the perfect matter altogether without any obstacles, any underwater stones that actually represent this cutting lines that I saw. And so basically, by you believing in chakras or trying to make yourself believe in chakras, doesn't matter. You kind of gave them permission to install this chakra system in you. You
mhm.
know what I mean? It works like that. They only need your permission in one of the points of timeline. They can even go back to where you're a child to get it. I mean, unless you totally woke up and you're like, okay, well, I refuse. I refuse any contract, I refuse to agree to anything. And that's when they can't anymore. They can only do it when you are not conscious. But that's what they did. And the chakra idea is really is artificially designed system idea, um, to enslave humanity more, and it's a perfect way to take. Let's say they want your um, creative energy. The most potent creative energy is your sexual energy, happens to be, but they also labeled it in a weird way. It's not really sexual. It's the creation, okay? We create other beings out of us. It's the most potent thing you can ever use. And then you go, section by section, your head, ideas, imagination, connection to your soul, heart, connection to direct connection to your soul, the passageway, and then you can block it. Once you got a chakra there, I mean, you can disrupt the energy field of your heart. You can disrupt that connection. And what is this, like constantly balancing what? You're already one whole energy. You look like an energy ball at a soul level. Like nobody cuts your energy ball into pieces, You're one. That's the thing. That's a deception. It's a multi-layered deception in the matrix. So if you don't get caught in one thing, you will get caught in the other. That's how they think.
Mhm. Makes sense.
So, but yeah, I would just imagine yourself this ball of energy and expand, 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 expand. You can expand to any size. You can create universe, you can create planet, you can create a place for yourself and surround the place you live with all your energy. So it's going to be your own home, your own energy sphere. And energy sphere is your house. It really is. It's like we rent or buy a house here at the physical level, the same thing we have for free, the energy sphere around us and the etheric that is protective for us. We just need to keep it clean of interference. The way to keep it clean is to believe in our own essence power and energy, and that we can do everything and anything for ourselves by ourselves. We don't really need help. The only help we might need is in terms of information, and that's exactly what this session is all about. Your subconscious, your soul gave information through me to you. So you understand and use it. You know? So, and it also changed everything in the etheric. Now you have to follow the lead here and change everything in your physical. Because the thoughts are especially the repeated ones, become programs in your head. And if you feel like a victim of circumstances, or if you feel like you're confused all the time, you would create a program and it'll be very strong in your head, and you would carry on throughout your life just that. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important with everything. What you say is, remember that some person can take what you say, make believe in it, make it his own truth, and create a program out of that truth. And if you say something negative, it's going to be a negative program in that person. That's why we have to be careful what we say, and especially to children or, you know, the people we love, because we don't want them to create the negative programs like that if we're just saying something negative at the moment. But, it's
Yeah,
well,
that's been a big issue for me as of recently. I've just been very, very stuck in this like negative. But like even the last like couple days, like my energy, like something just feels like suffocating me, and
the
I try,
grace.
I like to blame it on the job. Like everything always goes back to like if I
Mhm.
could get rid of this job, I would be happier, which I know that's not true. That's not how it works. And, so I'm trying really hard to just like stay positive.
You're gonna transition to another job, but just a matter of time. By the way, you felt suffocating because the grays attached to you, they were trying to kind of manipulate the energy intake and what they were taking from you for you to feel depleted, and physical body interprets it as you're losing control and suffocating and kind of claustrophobic type, because they knew the session was coming and you would get rid of them. That always happens before the sessions. I'm not even surprised. I hear all kinds of stories. Even people have their voices in the head saying, "You don't need a session, cancel it." So
Yeah, that did happen to me. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, all of a sudden, like everything I have, like I don't. It was weird. It was like all of a sudden, all this doubt started like
entering your head.
stuff started coming in, and I'm like, what? Where is this coming from? Yeah, so it's interesting you said that, but um,
As I'm still connected to to your subconscious, and your subconscious wanted me to say it out loud, so I did.
right. hmm yeah, I don't. This was awesome. I mean,
Hmm.
I really don't have too many questions because it was like I said, I feel like I've been waiting to do this for a while. Like, I don't know if my subconscious knew that. And it was like, I already know what you want to know. So let's just go through it or something. I don't know. Like, let me tell you what you're looking for here.
Mm, yeah, I
So,
disconnect. You don't want to ask anything else?
no, I'm good.
Wow, that was interesting. That was very interesting. But
But
yeah, thank you. And that was fascinating. Those huge giant balls they're carrying. Like ants carry this like pieces of things, and that's how I saw the basically like original humans and the clones doing it. And then it kind of connects when how it was it in the Matrix movie or whatever. I didn't really watch it, but it's like they put a stamp on the back and they have keep a count how many clones they have to
yeah.
work for them. Like so, yeah, this is really interesting. But yeah, thanks. Okay, let me turn it off, I guess.